Welcome back to On the Record. We're here at the HP APC conference, which is redundant, and I keep saying that. And I'm here with Justin Moore, who is the CEO of Axcient and a partner now with HP. So first of all, welcome and congratulations on partnering with HP.
Thank you.
It's not a bad-sized company to partner with.
No, that's correct. Yeah.
Before we get into that, tell me what it is that Axcient does.
Sure. So Axcient is an on-premise and cloud platform that provides backup, business continuity, and disaster recovery to the SMB market, all under a single platform as a service. So basically, the value proposition for the SMB market and for the channel is instead of having to work with 4 or 5 different vendors to cobble together a solution that takes care of the SMB's needs around data protection and uptime and business continuity, they can work with one vendor who's built a platform from the ground up, and they can offer it as a monthly recurring service. So there are no upfront fees. We provide the on-premise appliance as part of the monthly service.
And from a VAR's point of view, if they're already an MSP, do you tie into all the major platforms?
Yeah, absolutely. So the MSP is using various tools for remote monitoring and management, like Level Platforms and Kaseya, Enable, Packet Trap, and the PSA tools like ConnectWise, AutoTask, TigerPaw. We have integrations with all those, so we tie in so they can use the systems they already use to manage their business to monitor and manage the Axcient platform.
So what's the partnership like with HP?
So it's something we announced about a month ago, which we're very excited about. So basically, our platform consists of, there's an on-premise device that sits in the customer network that can go out and back up all the laptops, desktops, servers in the network. It can provide all the key application backup. It can do image-based backup, bare metal restore, server failover, and continuity. And that device is now based on an HP server platform. In our backend infrastructure in our cloud, we have scalable compute and storage, and that is based on the HP converged infrastructure. And one of the important things for us was finding a partner who represented the highest levels of reliability and scalability, because ultimately the service that we're providing to the SMB market is one of the most critical services they have. If you lose your data, you're out of business. So we wanted to make sure we focused extremely intently on finding a quality partner, and HP obviously represented that. Combine that with HP's strength in the channel, and we felt that philosophically it was the partner that we were most aligned with in the hardware space because of their total channel focus and their dedication to the channel.
So when a VAR comes in or an MSP comes in and they're using your services, what type of backup time is it?
Right, so a VAR that comes in and leverages the Axcient platform can set up a SMB customer 100 or 200 employees in under an hour. So we reduce their setup time from days or a day to under an hour. Then from there, because there's no software that needs to be installed on the network, it's something they can manage very seamlessly through a web interface. And because we have this local device, which is a HP, high-end server-based appliance, the performance is extremely fast. So we see backup window reductions as much as 75%.
So when they back up, how often does it automatically back up?
Yeah, so basically, if you think of what most SMBs are using today, they're using a traditional agent-based backup software that pushes data to some sort of local device. Oftentimes in the SMB market, it's a tape system. And that involves having a backup schedule, rotating tapes, and manually interacting with the backup system. The way ours works is once you set it up, you set up a backup schedule, backup every 5 minutes, backup continuously, backup every hour. You set your customizable retention settings. I want to be able to go back every hour for a day, every day for a week, every week for a month, and so on and so forth. And from there, it just runs automatically in the background, so they don't have to manually interact with the system. Once it's up and running, we say it's kind of set it and forget it. It just works.
So I'm a techno dweeb.
Okay.
Like, in other words, I know nothing at all about technology, but I sure know about I want my data when I want it, and
right.
No matter what happens, take away my computer, take away just about anything I own, other than my family, but leave me my data.
Right.
So I go in like a managed service provider, and he's helping me out, and all of a sudden my house catches on fire, and it burns down to the ground. I lost everything.
Mhm.
If I had set up the quickest backup with you, so what's that, 5 minutes?
Mhm.
Okay, so I have it set at 5 minutes. First of all, how much, so other than the 5 minutes where I have all that data back,
Mhm.
how long would it take for me to get that data back?
So it depends on the amount of data. So say you're talking about a typical SMB customer that we provide service to. We see somewhere between 200 and 300 gigabytes as a very normal amount of data for an SMB to store.
Yeah.
So you think about the download time, given that most businesses are on DSL, 200 to 300 gigabytes would take you the better part of a week, if not weeks, to download. So what we actually do is we take your data and we put it on one of the appliances that was an exact replica of the one you had on your local network before. And we'll start that process within 6 hours of you notifying us of a disaster. We will then transfer all the data onto that device with all your settings and your security, and we will overnight ship that back to you so that you have all of your data, all the images of your servers, so you can re-provision your servers and your network.
So I could be back up and running in how long?
So we say you could be back up and running in a total disaster, in the worst case, in a couple of days, if you had a complete infrastructure meltdown. Now, say it was a local disaster, as in you lost your servers, right? You had an electrical surge and it killed your servers, or there was a theft. We see disgruntled employees. There's a variety of different things that can take down a local server network. And we have many, many examples of customers that have used this part of our offering. So one of the most valuable parts of our offering is the business continuity. And what we do there is it enables us to actually instantaneously virtualize the last backup of a failed server on our device. So say your Exchange server crashes, the hardware fails, something happens. You could actually log into our web interface, select the icon of that Exchange server and press start failover, and it'll be up and running in 5 minutes. So your maximum downtime is 5-10 minutes.
It's amazing what technology can do these days, eh?
Yeah, exactly.